This is a rare treat. Sitting beside me are the co-founders of the Winnipeg Folk Festival. To my left is Mitch Podolak, who I know and love, and who I've met for the very first time, and I guess I know and love, is Colin, and welcome to Winnipeg again.
Thank you. I haven't been back here for a long time.
A very long time. When was the last time you were here?
Well, 1979. So it's changed a lot.
Much so. And you, Mitch, as you sit here on the eve of the 40th.
Well, the problem about the eve of the 40th is I started the festival when I was 25. He was about in his 30s, right? You just do the math, kid. This is plus 40, right? So we're kind of old guys now, and it's the best thing about coming here is looking around and seeing a group of people like that right over there, which is the youth crew, the apprentice crew, and knowing that's the future of the festival.
And that when they first came here, they were probably in prams or whatever, right?
Oh yeah.
Well, let's go back to the first festival, gentlemen. What were your thoughts, and what did you fear?
Fear everything.
And it's supposed to be just one time.
Well, that's a mythology.
Oh.
We got funding from the Centennial Committee, right? But the plan was to start a folk festival. Mariposa was about 20 years old then, and we had the plan to start a permanent festival. It was one time in the sense that the funding was one time, but not the plan and not the vision and not the dream. I'm a folk music person. This is a festival person. This is a person who understands how to design sites and how to do all these things. And so we made a team together that had a series of knowledgeable ideas to start with. And
what did you want to see in the first festival, Colin? What was important for you? People. Yeah.
People. We didn't charge. It was free because it was a centennial celebration. We just wanted it to work. One of the problems that we had was people west of Toronto, unless they were folkies, they didn't know what a folk festival was, and particularly the politicians that we were trying to get money from. So when we went to them and said, we'd like to do this as a celebration, what did they think? Woodstock, which was 5 years before, you mean this is a rock festival? No, this isn't a rock festival. This is a folk festival.
An acoustic. No electric instruments, no drums except for Indian drums or Irish drums. We're going to do the most generous, clean, acoustic, non-drug, non-stupid festival you ever saw. Family values, right?
Yeah, and that's remained.
Well, they remain and they don't remain because from our point of view, it was a point we were into the vibe. I was into the vibe, the harmonic vibe that music makes. That's what I'm still into. I'm a harmonic vibe junkie. I live for it, right? And that's why I play music and listen to it every day of my whole life because I'm tied into that. And this festival has that kind of root, Yeah. This festival has the root of this man crawling over this piece of land and saying, this will work here.
And
this
now,
won't work here.
Speaking of the land, Colin, your thoughts on this new site, the way it's been developed?
I think it's beautiful. Obviously there are always things that I'd like to change that a bit or that, but it's a beautiful site. And actually, when Mitch and I first got together, we did a tour of every single park in the Winnipeg area, and ended up in Birds Hill. And when we both came here and thought, can we do it here? Yes.
Yes.
One of the really interesting things was this guy going out in that parking lot and saying, this is sandy soil here. You can park a car here.
Yeah.
And that got rid of our fear about the mud from Lake Victoria a couple years earlier, right? It was interesting times, and we were experimenting as we went along. Because we had a couple models in Eastern Canada, but we really had sort of my historical memory, his theatrical skills. He was the guy who said, we need a stage manager. I said, a what?
Oh, Mitch. Oh, my goodness. And now you have 5,000 people here manning it.
When we did the Vancouver Folk Festival, we started that. The first one was actually in Stanley Park, right down in the city. And that only lasted 1 year. and then they had to move, and then they moved twice. They moved twice, and now they've ended up in Jericho Park. But it's interesting that the choice of site has really worked, and Birds Hill Provincial Park has been extremely cooperative.
Well, you know, when we first came here, it's really interesting. Birds Hill was brand new as a park, and I would say, you know, without too much immodesty, me and Colin and the people who worked with us, those first hundreds of people, we put the place on the map in a way that they couldn't have done near as fast. And because all of a sudden people going, birds where? You know, Birds Hill, you know, and...
Well, we thank you.
Well,
We thank you, both of you.
Well,
This is going to be an awesome festival, and it's so wonderful to have both of you here taking
it's going to
part.
be an awesome festival for us, too.
Yes, Mitch and Colin, if you want a festival, just give them a call.
Well, it's interesting, because I'm working on a couple of them.
For Backstage 30, I'm Tracy Koga.